Hi, welcome to Come Study with me, Elder Brock. Today, we will be looking at Joshua chapters 7 through 9. Israel has crossed the Jordan. Jericho has fallen. The promised land is beginning to open before them. But almost immediately, the story turns. These chapters teach us something powerful about obedience, repentance, and the importance of seeking the Lord before acting. Because victories in the Lord's work are not maintained by strength alone. They are maintained by covenant faithfulness. Let's begin with chapter 7. Chapter 7. After the miraculous fall of Jericho, Israel expected the next battles to be easy. The next city was Ai. It was small compared to Jericho. Joshua sent spies to scout the land, and their report sounded confident. Do not make all the people labor. Only a few thousand are needed. The army went forward expecting another quick victory. But instead, Israel was defeated. 36 men died. The army fled. Fear spread through the camp. Joshua fell on his face before the Lord. He cried out in anguish. Why has this happened? Why has Israel fallen before their enemies? The Lord answered with a startling explanation. Israel had sinned. Someone had taken of the devoted things from Jericho. Jericho had been the Lord's offering. Everything there was to be destroyed or consecrated. But one man had secretly taken treasure for himself. His name was Achan. Hidden beneath his tent were silver, gold, and a Babylonian garment. One man's hidden disobedience had brought weakness to the entire nation. The Lord declared that Israel could not stand before their enemies until the sin was removed. The next morning the tribes gathered. The Lord revealed the guilty step by step, tribe by tribe, family by family, until Achan stood exposed. Joshua asked him to confess, and Achan admitted what he had done. He had seen the treasure. He had desired it. And he had taken it. The stolen items were recovered. Judgment followed. It was a sobering moment for Israel. But the message was clear. The Lord's covenant people must remain clean. Hidden sin cannot remain hidden forever. And when it is brought into the light, repentance must follow. Only then can strength return. Chapter 8. After the sin had been removed, the Lord spoke again to Joshua. This time the message was different. Do not be afraid. Take the army and go against Ai. The Lord gave Joshua a new strategy. An ambush would be set behind the city, while the main army approached from the front. The plan worked perfectly. The defenders of Ai chased Israel's army away from the city. But the ambush force rose up and captured the city. Smoke rose into the sky, and the enemy army realized too late that they had been surrounded. This time Israel was victorious, not because of their own strength, but because they had returned to obedience. After the battle, Joshua led the people to a sacred place between Mount Ebal and Mount Gerizim. There he built an altar to the Lord. Sacrifices were offered. The law of Moses was written upon stones. The entire nation gathered. Men, women, children, even the strangers among them. Joshua read aloud the words of the law, the blessings, and the warnings. Israel renewed their covenant with God. Victory in the promised land would not come through armies alone. It would come through faithfulness to the covenant. Chapter 9. News of Israel's victories spread throughout the land. Many kings began forming alliances to fight against them. But one group chose a different strategy. The people of Gibeon. Instead of fighting, they decided to deceive. They dressed themselves in worn clothing, old sandals, moldy bread, cracked wineskins. They approached Joshua claiming to be travelers from a distant land. They asked Israel to make a treaty with them. Joshua and the leaders examined their supplies. Everything looked old and worn. Their story seemed believable. So Israel made a covenant of peace with them. But there was one critical mistake. They did not ask counsel of the Lord. 3 days later, the truth was discovered. The Gibeonites were actually neighbors. Israel had been deceived. Because a covenant had been sworn before the Lord, it could not be broken. The Gibeonites were assigned to serve Israel as woodcutters and water carriers for the house of God. Their lives were spared, but their deception became part of Israel's history. These chapters teach us a powerful pattern. Hidden sin weakens the covenant people. Repentance restores strength. And seeking the Lord's guidance protects us from deception. When we turn back to Him, the Lord restores the path forward.